Tonight, honoring your husband. Hello and welcome to the First Lady of Music, Beyoncé.
Davis party is always a highlight of Grammy weekend. The anticipation for the big show on Sunday reached a fever pitch with just the mention of two names. We hear that Beyoncé and Jay-Z are opening the show. What's your reaction to that?
About time.
Ooh, that's going to be hot. That's going to be fantastic.
I think that's awesome. You know, when you have two amazing artists that have great chemistry, you know, to open up, I think that.
If you know anything about the music business, you know there's a growing conversation about who could eventually fill the influence once associated with Clive Davis. While many people continue debating his legacy, Wendy Williams has offered a much more controversial perspective. According to Wendy, Beyoncé and Jay-Z have become two of the industry's most influential figures, and she believes they are working to expand that influence even further. That's Wendy's opinion, and it has sparked renewed discussion about power, leadership, and influence within the entertainment business. Before getting into that claim, it's worth looking at why Clive Davis remains such a significant figure in music history. In recent years, people online have debated his role in the careers of artists such as Phyllis Hyman, Aretha Franklin, and Whitney Houston. Some critics have also questioned his professional relationship with Sean Diddy Combs, while others argue those discussions often rely on speculation or hindsight. Supporters point out that Davis helped launch and shape the careers of numerous successful artists across several decades. Whitney Houston is frequently mentioned as one of his greatest discoveries. Many believe her extraordinary talent would have made her a superstar regardless of who signed her, while others credit Davis with helping position her for worldwide success. One story often repeated is that Davis initially had reservations about Whitney starring in The Bodyguard, believing an acting role might distract from her music career. According to that account, he became much more supportive after hearing the soundtrack and recognizing its potential. Critics have also argued that Davis encouraged certain artists to pursue a more mainstream commercial sound. Some have suggested that performers such as Phyllis Hyman were less willing to follow that direction, leading to creative differences. Others have noted similarities between how later artists, including Shanice, Jennifer Hudson, Monica, Leona Lewis, and Deborah Cox, were marketed, though opinions differ on whether those comparisons are fair. Regardless of where people stand, few dispute that Clive Davis became one of the most powerful executives the music industry has ever seen. His influence extended far beyond record sales, reaching into artist development, label strategy, and relationships throughout the entertainment business. Like many high-profile executives, Davis has also faced criticism and legal scrutiny over the course of his career. Historical records show he was investigated during the 1970s in connection with industry matters, and he also left Columbia Records after disputes involving corporate finances. Those events have long been part of public discussions surrounding his legacy. More recently, renewed attention has focused on his professional connections with Sean Diddy Combs, prompting some commentators to revisit earlier chapters of music industry history. However, it's important to distinguish between documented facts, public allegations, personal opinions, and speculation. Many of the more dramatic claims circulating online remain unverified and should not be presented as established fact. What remains undeniable is that Clive Davis spent decades occupying one of the most influential positions in modern music, and debates about his legacy continue today as new conversations emerge about who, if anyone, now holds comparable influence within the entertainment industry.
Other part of that is we never talk about what Clive Davis did to Milli Vanilli, because those were young black men, but they looked a certain way and they were too pretty. But we have these big old fat black guys that can really sing. So we're going to have them sing, but we're going to put Milli Vanilli up. And then when it got discovered that the scam was happening, Clive Davis didn't lose a Grammy. Milli Vanilli did. Clive Davis wasn't shunned. Milli Vanilli was. Clive Davis went on and made Bad Boy, made J Records, gave Usher a record deal, built LaFace Records, did everything he wanted to do without any consequence or recompense. to what he did to those young boys who were out front through no fault of their own, who were forced into that situation, and the fat black kids who were in the back singing.
When the federal investigation involving Sean Diddy Combs became a major news story, numerous rumors and online theories began circulating about whether other powerful figures in the music industry could eventually come under greater scrutiny. Some commentators even speculated that the investigation might ultimately lead to broader questions about influential executives, including Clive Davis. However, those claims remain speculative and have not been supported by publicly established evidence. Another claim that circulated online suggested Clive Davis may have encouraged Cassie to file her lawsuit because she believed she had support from influential people within the industry. That claim has never been substantiated, and there is no public evidence confirming such involvement. The broader point many commentators make is that there is still much about the music industry that remains unknown to the public. Whether future investigations reveal additional information is impossible to predict. One thing that is widely acknowledged, however, is the enormous influence Clive Davis held throughout his career. For decades, many artists and industry professionals viewed him as one of the most powerful executives in entertainment. Because of that reputation, some believed opposing him professionally could carry significant career risks. Supporters saw that influence as the result of decades of success and relationships throughout the industry, while critics argued it gave him extraordinary power over careers and opportunities. Whatever perspective people take, few dispute that Clive Davis occupied one of the most influential positions in the modern music business for many years.
They claim he was one of the most evil producers in the game, right? Remember when TLC held him hostage in that bad contract? Oh, all right. Remember Whitney passed away the night before the Grammys? There's supposed to be his name around it. Remember they asked him about a whole bunch of stuff about P. Diddy? And he didn't say nothing? What does Clive spell backwards? Rest in peace.
There are also clear advantages to staying in Clive Davis' good graces. Artists who earned his support often received opportunities, promotion, and label resources that many others could only hope for. As conversations continue about his legacy, many people have started asking who now holds that level of influence within the music business. From Wendy Williams' perspective, Jay-Z has become one of the industry's biggest power brokers. She argues that he successfully transitioned from being a rapper into a major music executive and entrepreneur, and that together with Beyoncé, the couple built one of the most influential brands in entertainment. Today, the Carters are widely viewed as music royalty. Many artists openly praise them, and some observers believe performers often go out of their way to maintain a positive relationship with the couple, regardless of how successful they already are. At the same time, Wendy believes their public image has faced increasing scrutiny in recent years. While Beyoncé still has an incredibly loyal fan base, online discussions have become more critical, with more people debating how the couple operates behind the scenes. Nicki Minaj has publicly criticized Jay-Z over her investment in Tidal, claiming she was not fairly compensated after he sold his ownership stake in the company. She has also suggested that industry politics affected the promotion of her music, although those claims remain disputed. Rihanna's name has also been part of these conversations. Some fans have argued that the rollout of her ANTI album was negatively affected after parts of the project appeared on Tidal earlier than expected. Others view those events differently, and the exact circumstances remain debated. Critics have also pointed to Jay-Z's business decisions outside of music. Some have questioned his partnership with the NFL following his earlier support for Colin Kaepernick's activism, while others have discussed his involvement with projects connected to Brooklyn's Barclays Center, arguing that rising property values and redevelopment affected long-time local residents. Supporters, however, contend that many of these issues are more complex than they are often portrayed and argue that Jay-Z's business ventures have also created significant opportunities and investments within the community. As a result, debates about his influence and legacy continue from multiple perspectives.
We know why he don't like Drake Jay-Z don't like nobody. And that's the word on the curb, Uncle Hov. They say you don't like nobody. If somebody starts to get a little too this, that, and the fourth, you making a call. You making a call. You making a call. That's all I'm saying. Everybody say you make a lot of.
The jig is up. Yo, that was crazy.
Everybody know. Everybody knows. We know now.
The conversation becomes even more complicated when it turns to Jay-Z and Beyoncé. Over the years, numerous online rumors and allegations have circulated about the couple, ranging from claims about their business influence to conspiracy theories that have never been substantiated. For example, some internet discussions have referenced Jeffrey Epstein's contacts or documents, but simply appearing in public reporting or being mentioned alongside other names does not establish wrongdoing. Many claims circulating online about those materials remain unverified or have been misrepresented. Beyoncé has also been the subject of a wide range of rumors over the years, including conspiracy theories about her personal life and accusations that she benefited from industry politics. Supporters strongly reject those claims, pointing to her decades of commercial success, critical acclaim, and consistent work ethic as the primary reasons for her career. Some critics have argued that the music industry can favor its biggest stars, making it harder for newer artists to compete. Others believe Beyoncé's continued success is simply the result of exceptional talent, experience, and a loyal global fan base. The reality remains a matter of ongoing debate. According to Wendy Williams' perspective, the entertainment industry has changed dramatically after the legal troubles involving figures such as Kelly and Sean Diddy Combs. She believes those high-profile cases have made many influential people more conscious of protecting their reputations and public standing. Wendy argues that, in today's entertainment business, relationships, influence, and strategic partnerships have become increasingly valuable. In her view, successful figures often work to strengthen their networks and maintain strong industry connections as a way of protecting their careers. Wendy has also referenced past public allegations and discussions involving Jay-Z and underage artists, including comments that have surfaced from former industry figures over the years. Those allegations have been publicly discussed by others, but Jay-Z has denied wrongdoing, and no court has found him liable or guilty of criminal conduct related to those claims. As with many debates surrounding major public figures, opinions remain deeply divided, with supporters and critics interpreting the available information in very different ways.
Same thing that people look down on R. Kelly for. Jay-Z was engaged in the same type of activity. So my only point was, why y'all still honor him? Because y'all think he didn't, or because y'all don't know? Like, some of the facts was out there, like his artist Foxy Brown, you know what I mean? Even his business partner Dame Dash said he never wanted to sign Foxy Brown or didn't want dealings with her because of her age. But Jay-Z signed her. He had songs with her where they talking about sex and stuff like that, and she was only 15.
According to Wendy, people within the industry have suggested that the Carters are looking for ways to demonstrate that they still carry enormous influence, particularly within the Black community. One example she points to is Jay-Z's partnership with Target for the exclusive release of the 30th anniversary edition of Reasonable Doubt. At the time, some consumers had been participating in a boycott of Target following controversy surrounding the company's changes to its diversity, equity, and inclusion initiatives. Wendy argues that if Jay-Z's partnership encouraged large numbers of people to shop at Target again, it could be viewed as evidence of his cultural influence. That's her interpretation, and others see the situation very differently. According to Wendy, however, the response hasn't unfolded the way she expected. She believes many people, who supported the boycott, have remained committed to their position and haven't changed their shopping habits simply because of the album release. Wendy also argues that Jay-Z and Beyoncé have always been highly strategic when it comes to business. She points to Jay-Z's long-standing philosophy about entrepreneurship and building wealth, noting that he has often embraced the idea of pursuing opportunities through business. At the same time, Wendy believes that as influential public figures become more powerful, they are likely to face greater scrutiny. In her view, some critics question whether major artists and executives always use their influence in ways that benefit others, while supporters argue that their success reflects decades of hard work, business acumen, and cultural impact. Ultimately, Wendy's broader argument isn't just about Jay-Z or Beyoncé. It's about whether any individual or couple should accumulate so much influence within the music industry that they are viewed as untouchable. Whether people agree with that perspective or not, the discussion continues as the entertainment business evolves and a new generation of executives, artists, and entrepreneurs shapes the industry's future. So what do you think? Do you believe Jay-Z and Beyoncé have become two of the most influential figures in modern music? And if a new generation of industry leaders is emerging, who do you think will have the biggest influence going forward? Share your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you don't miss future celebrity news and entertainment updates.